Hey Gamblor, how's it going? Instead of writing a long personal message and running the risk of you misunderstanding what I'm saying due to the fact you can't really express emotions in text, I thought I'd just send a personal video to you instead. I appreciate your comments and I appreciate you thinking of me as respectful. I'd extend the same compliment to you. You know that's something that I strive for. I just want to let you know my feelings on this whole faith and prayer thing. Um, I really believe that the religious faith it seems to be a bit of a catch-22, and that's been my honest experience with it. And we all have faith in things. Everyone does. At the very least, we have faith that our senses are accurate. Let's not even talk about that. I have faith that my mother will take care of me if I ever get sick, because she always has in the past. This is a verifiable thing based on past experience that we have. Now, the religious faith, when you say something like, neither would I say that faith can be fully moved by a prayerful phenomenon unless that faith is already there. You have to have a reason to have the faith, but it seems to be, if you have the faith, then that's great, but if you don't, the only way you can get it is by already having it. That is the very definition of a catch-22. What is my reason? What do I have to do? So tell me, there is truth out there, according to you, and that truth is Jesus and God and all of those things. Okay, I'm a person who wants to find truth. What are the steps that I need to take? Because if there is a truth out there, and I am honest, and it is meant for me to be able to find in some way, there should be some way that I can go through these steps that will lead me to this truth. Now, I have read the Bible extensively. The more I read it, the more confused I am, and the less I can believe in it. I've prayed. Even when I was still a Christian, I prayed very diligently and tried to connect with God, and I never got anywhere with that. I have looked up all of the evidence I can, and I can't see how it anywhere near approaches a argument for believing in a supernatural event 2,000 years ago. I did everything that I'm supposed to do, and I came to the opposite conclusion. And this is the problem with the faith. If God wants to connect with me, if he wants me to find the truth, and I ask him for it as nicely as I can and try very hard for years, to argue that it just doesn't work that way and that I just have to believe in it anyway, I don't think that's reasonable. And we could say this about any other belief. We could say this about any other belief. The only reason you haven't realized the truth of Islam is because you haven't had faith in it yet, or Hinduism, or anything. So that's why I can't go along with this whole idea of faith being the way Christianity defines it. Faith is something that's earned, not just granted, so that you can see if it's actually real when you die. It's emotionally and intellectually bankrupt from my perspective. I tried everything I could, Gamblor. What else? Not what do you want from me, as though I'm accusing you, but what does Christianity want of me? What do I have to do in order for them to say, well, he tried everything and it just doesn't work? It seems like no matter what I do, there will always be an excuse as to why I didn't come to the conclusion that I was supposed to. I think at some point there has to be some reasonable boundary to where someone should be able to give up on an idea if every single premise seems to fail from their perspective. I'm not saying that you need to believe in what I believe or anything like that, but the ideas that are presented by this whole faith argument are not anywhere consistent. And I want you to also just, maybe you already have, you probably already have, but watch Veritas 48's conversion story, where he didn't have faith. He was apparently an atheist, and I really believe him on this, and he begged God, and he felt incredible rapture. So the idea that you can't just pray for faith, or that you can't ask God even when you don't believe in him yet. The way that you're going about is here, the only way anyone could ever find their faith in God is to do something that would cause them to believe in other false things. If you tell someone the only way you can believe in, the only way you can realize the truth of Hinduism is if you just believe it hard enough, they'll be convinced as well if they actually do that. You're asking people to initiate something that would cause delusions if they were trying to believe in any other thing. So that's my thoughts on this, and that's why I can't go along with this whole idea that prayer's not supposed to work that way. It really should, and I'm pretty sure the Bible would kind of go along with that, as well as many different stories that we'd have to consider true if Christianity is true. So I rambled longer than I wanted to, but I just thought I'd give you my thoughts on that. Thanks.